Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show.
Cup of Joe Wrestling Show?
With Joey Harris. A podcast for the wrestling fan on the go. So take your favorite beverage of choice and join Joey as he takes a look at some of the biggest shows on the WWE Network.
Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Joey Harris, and we are broadcasting from makeshift studios in the shadow of South Central Virginia. Follow the show on Twitter and Blue Sky at Cup of Joe Pod. Email the show at cupofjoewrestlingshow@gmail.com. You can support the show at paypal.me/cupofjoepod. I am on Cash App and Venmo at the Joey Harris. If you'd like to send me some coffee money that way, I would appreciate it. And folks, before we get started, I wanted to send out my congratulations and join in on what people have been saying to Bill Eadie and Barry Darsow for going into the WWE Hall of Fame as Demolition. So congratulations to them for getting in. Axe and Smash of Demolition getting into the WWE Hall of Fame. As today we take a look at Taboo Tuesday 2005 from the WWE. Taboo Tuesday was a Raw pay-per-view that was shown on November the 1st, 2005 from the iPay One Center in San Diego, California. There were 6,000 in attendance and the show did 174,000 buys. We start out with our intro. Joey Styles and Jerry Lawler welcome us to Taboo Tuesday, and it's Joey's debut in the WWE. The Spanish announce team is introduced. Todd Grisham announces that Rey Mysterio and Matt Hardy have won the vote, so the interpromotional tag team match will be Chris Masters and Edge with Lita versus Rey Mysterio and Matt Hardy. Hardy gets a huge ovation when he comes out. This continues his issue with Edge. Mysterio also gets a huge ovation from his hometown. Lita gets the mic and says she has a surprise for Hardy and Mysterio. She says Edge isn't wrestling tonight. He says it does nothing to further his career. He brings out his replacement, who is Snitsky. Masters and Snitsky attack Mysterio and Hardy. Mysterio gets a 2 count on Snitsky. There's a referee from each brand and they argue loudly. Masters tagged in and manhandles Mysterio. A "We Want Matt" chant goes out. Masters slams Mysterio down. Mysterio comes back with a tilt-a-whirl head scissors. Hardy and Snitsky both tagged in. Hardy cleans house. Hardy with a Uranagi for a 2 count. Back and forth. Hardy hits a superplex, but Masters makes the save. Hardy goes for the twist of fate, but Masters pushes him off into a Snitsky big boot. Snitsky drops a series of elbows for a 2 count. Masters in and gets a double underhook on for a 2 count. Hardy comes back. They trade blows. Masters with a clothesline, but Mysterio makes the save. Snitsky in and hits a suplex for a 2 count. Hardy fights back, but Snitsky hits a spine buster. Hardy gets to the ropes. Snitsky catapults Hardy into the bottom rope. Masters back in and gets a front face lock on. Hardy fights back. He gets a back elbow and a clothesline for a 2 count. Snitsky in and drops an elbow. He takes out Mysterio as well and gets a 2 count. Hardy goes for the crossbody, but gets caught by Snitsky. Hardy with an inverted DDT. Mysterio and Masters both tagged in. Mysterio with a springboard. He gets a clothesline. Snitsky fights off a tornado DDT attempt and throws Mysterio into a master lock. Mysterio fights it. He pushes off and has Masters' shoulders down, but referee Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick start arguing about a count. It breaks down. Hardy and Mysterio hit stereo crossbodies to the outside. Double team to Masters for a 2 count. Masters hits a neck breaker, but Hardy makes the save. Mysterio hits the 619 and Hardy hits the twist of fate, followed by the springboard by Mysterio to pin Masters. Maria and Mick Foley switch outfits in the back. Rob Conway and Tyson Tomko versus Eugene and Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Snuka beats out Jim Duggan and Kamala in the voting. They get a big ovation. Tomko and Eugene start. Eugene dominates early. Conway tagged in and beat Eugene down. He gets a 2 count. He hits a nice drop kick. Tomko tagged in and gets a 2 count off of a power slam. Conway back in and gets a rear chin lock on. Eugene comes back. Eugene headbutts Conway. Tomko tagged in. Eugene in the heel's corner. He tries to fight out. He gets out after some miscommunication. Snuka tagged in. Tomko takes out Snuka. Eugene tagged back in. Eugene hits the rock bottom. Snuka goes up top and hits the Superfly Splash to get the pin. Tomko attacks Snuka. Duggan and Kamala come out to save Snuka. They replay what just happened and announce that Mankind will take on Carlito. Flashback to what led up to the match, Carlito versus Mankind. Mankind comes out to a fantastic ovation. The bell rings and Carlito has the early advantage. Mankind with a back elbow. He rakes Carlito across the top rope. Carlito in the Tree of Woe and Mankind with a running elbow. He catapults Carlito into the middle rope. Mankind with a neck breaker on the outside. Mankind grabs the chair. Carlito drop toe holds Mankind into the ring steps, still holding the chair. Carlito with a standing drop kick to Mankind. Carlito stomps Mankind on the inside. Carlito hits the electric chair to get a 2 count. Carlito with a sleeper. Mankind starts to fade. He fights back. Double clothesline and both men are down. Mankind pulls his own hair. He unloads on Carlito and hits a running knee. Carlito clothesline outside and Mankind hits an elbow on Carlito on the floor. He gets a 2 count. Mankind with a double arm DDT. He gets Mr. Psycho and gets the mandible claw on to get the submission. Eric Bischoff is shown talking on the phone. He gets interrupted by Vince McMahon. He riles Bischoff up about losing to SmackDown. He tells Bischoff that he is tired of him and he is on his own. He says he wants to see Bischoff's killer instinct. They show Mankind on the instant access room. They announce that Shawn Michaels will be the third man in the triple threat match. WWE World Tag Team Championship match, Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch versus The Big Show and Kane. The tag champs are out first. Kane then comes out. Big Show then comes out to a good ovation. Kane and Big Show menace the tag champs on the outside and run their heads together. Murdoch pushes Kane, who shoves Murdoch down. Kane unloads on Murdoch. Kane corner clotheslines Murdoch. Cade tagged in. Kane stomps him down in the corner. Big Show tagged in. He chops Cade down. He beats Cade down in the corner. Big Show with a snapmare and a boot. Murdoch tagged in. He attacks Big Show. Big Show with a chop. Murdoch begs off. Kane tagged in. Cade tagged in. Murdoch creates a distraction and Cade tries to take advantage. It breaks down. The referee tries to restore order. Cade and Murdoch get Kane down in their corner. Back and forth. Cade back in. Double team to Kane. Kane comes back and Big Show tagged in. He and Kane get Cade and Murdoch down. Double chokeslam to Cade to get the pin, and we have a new World Tag Team Champions. Todd Grisham tries to interview Big Show and Kane, but they get interrupted by Murdoch, and they chokeslam him. Coach tells Goldust and Vader that they better be ready for Batista. Todd Grisham talks about the Diva Battle Royal and brings out the Divas. Trish Stratus, Mickie James, Victoria, Candice Michelle, Maria, and Ashley are your participants. They announced that it will be a lingerie battle royal. Flashback to what led to the match between Batista and Coach. Goldust and Vader come out. Coach then comes out. Batista then comes out to a big ovation. He clears the ring. Vader and Goldust double team Batista and get him down in the corner. Coach tries to get Batista down with a kendo stick. Coach beats Batista with a belt. Batista comes back. Batista gets the belt and hits all 3 opponents. Batista slaps and Batista bombs Coach to win. Todd talks to Shawn Michaels. He says it's nice to be popular. He's going to go out there and do what he does best. He gets interrupted by Kurt Angle, who said they should team up to take John Cena out to see who the best in the world is. Diva Battle Royal. Ashley, Candice Michelle, Maria, Mickie James, Victoria, and Trish Stratus all come out. They start attacking each other. They then pair off. Maria gets eliminated. Candice Michelle gets eliminated. Ashley gets eliminated. Victoria is dominating. Mickie James saves Trish and sacrifices herself to take Victoria out, and Trish wins. Todd Grisham then tries to interview Trish, but Mickie interrupts to gush over Trish. Flashback to what led to the Triple H Ric Flair match. The vote is for a steel cage. Intercontinental Championship steel cage match. Ric Flair versus Triple H. The cage is lowered. Triple H out first. Flair gets a huge ovation when he comes out. Triple H just stares at Flair with contempt. The bell rings and they continue to stare. They lock up and drive to a corner, and Flair chops Triple H. Another lock up and more chops to Triple H. Flair unloads on Triple H. Triple H comes back with a high knee. He beats Flair down in the corner, back and forth. Triple H beats Flair down by the ropes and runs Flair into the cage. Flair is busted open. Triple H with a snapmare and a knee drop. Flair tries to get away, but gets run into the cage again. He gets trapped between the ropes and the cage. Triple H pulls down his knee pad and drops another knee on Flair. He then runs Flair into the cage again. Triple H starts to climb the cage. Flair follows and chops Triple H on the top rope. They both get crotched on the top rope. Triple H starts to climb, but gets a length of chain from the cage. He goes to fist drop Flair with the chain, but Flair gets his boot up. Flair chops Triple H again and goes after the leg. Triple H hits Flair with the chain for a 2 count. The referee gets the chain away and the crowd boos. He continues to beat Flair down. He beats Flair in the corner and Flair does the Flair flop, so take a shot if you're drinking at home. Triple H mocks Flair. He puts Flair in the figure 4. Flair fights to get out. He spits on Triple H. He turns the figure four over and Triple H gets to the ropes. Triple H mocks Flair and Flair kicks Triple H into the cage. He comes up bloody and Flair attacks Triple H. He runs Triple H repeatedly into the cage. Flair hits a delayed suplex. He drops a knee on Triple H. He hits a second one. He unloads on Triple H. He attacks Triple H's leg. Both men are very bloody. Flair puts the figure four on. Triple H fights it. Flair pulls Triple H to the center of the ring. Triple H pulls the referee down on the hold to break it. Flair goes back to hurting the knee. Flair starts to climb. Triple H comes after him. Flair pushes him off and hits a double axe handle to Triple H from the top rope. So drink all that you have. He gets a 2 count. Flair with a low blow to Triple H. He starts to go out of the door. Triple H grabs his leg and Flair grabs a chair from the outside. Triple H stomps on the chair and Flair screams. Triple H goes to use the chair and Flair grabs Triple H by the balls, back and forth. Flair backdrops Triple H on the chair to avoid the pedigree. He hits Triple H with the chair. He hits Triple H several more times. Flair goes out of the cage to win. Flair overcome with emotion as he leaves and the referees help Triple H up. WWE Championship Triple Threat match. John Cena versus Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. Angle out first. He gets booed heavily. Michaels is out next to a good ovation. John Cena out to a fantastic ovation. The belt is presented, the bell rings, and they stare at each other. Angle attacks Cena and Michaels. Cena fights back and gets a 1 count on a fisherman's suplex. Michaels chops both Angle and Cena. He gets a 2 count on Angle. Angle and Cena exchange moves. Michaels then attacks Cena. Cena Irish whips Michaels and Michaels slides into Angle. The action is fast and furious. Angle with a series of German suplexes to Michaels and Cena. He gets the angle lock on Michaels and goes for the ankle lock. Everyone goes for their finisher but can't hit it. We get a series of 2 counts. Michaels and Angle beat Cena down. They run him into a ring post and Cena falls outside. Angle beats on Cena and Michaels takes the Spanish announce desk apart. Angle and Michaels slam Cena on the Spanish announce desk and it collapses. They then attack each other. Angle with a back elbow. He follows it up with a knee lift. They trade chops and shots. Angle with a snap suplex for a 2 count. Angle with a body scissors. He gets a headlock on. Michaels won't give up. He tries to get up. He beats on Angles to get out. Michaels chops Angle. Angle with a belly-to-belly suplex. He puts Michaels on the top turnbuckle. Michaels fights Angle off. Angle comes back with an angle slam for a 2 count. He goes for an ankle lock, but Cena comes in and unloads on Angle. He slams Michaels down. You can't see me. He goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle and Angle pulls Cena outside. Michaels hits Angle with a suicide dive. Michaels with a flying forearm to Angle. Michaels with a flurry of moves on Angle. He then hits Cena. He kips up and Angle hits Michael with a belly-to-belly to the outside. Cena with the 5-knuckle shuffle to Angle. Angle counters a nephew into the ankle lock. Cena rolls through, but Angle holds on. Angle leans back. Cena won't tap. Michaels up and hits a flying elbow to break the hold. Michaels hits Sweet Chin Music on Angle, only to get hit with an FU from Cena, and Cena gets the pin. Cena favors his ankle heavily. They replay what happened and sign off from San Diego. Final thoughts. Not a bad show, but the Tuesday pay-per-view idea just doesn't work. You can follow me on Facebook, Threads, and Instagram at The Joey Harris. If you like the show, please leave a review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or your preferred podcast app. I would really appreciate it. We can also be found on Spotify and YouTube. Just search for The Cup of Joe Wrestling Show and don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, patreon.com/babykangaroomedia for bonus episodes of The Cup of Joe Wrestling Show, The Joey Harris Super Show, The Green Room, The Book Club Baristas, and so much more. Just $5 a month for hours of extra content. Folks, thank you for joining me. This is Joey saying so long from the heart of Virginia.
The Cup of Joe Wrestling Show is a production of Baby Kangaroo Media.